Yo, what is up, YouTube? So in this video, I want to talk about some of the reasons why I decided to move down to the Bay Area. I actually moved down here in 2009 from Portland, Oregon, and I'm now debating whether it makes sense for me to stay here long term. But I want to kind of share the three main reasons why I decided to move down here in the first place. And hopefully this information can be insightful or add value, and also maybe give you some reasons why you should also consider moving down here if it makes sense. And so for me, the career opportunity is the first reason why I thought that moving to the Bay Area would make a lot of sense. And to be honest, it has created a lot of new opportunities for me. Back when I graduated, I actually got a job in the finance industry. And after working about a year, I knew that this wasn't what I wanted to do long term, and I knew I wanted to pivot into tech. And so I applied to a bunch of companies, and one of the companies, Hewlett-Packard, gave me a job, and they gave me a shot to be in the tech industry. And so that's what kind of got me to move down here from Oregon, where I just packed everything into my car and decided to start a new life down here. Over the years, I've realized that the Bay Area is just a great place if you want to be in tech, because there's just a lot of talent here. There's just a lot of opportunities, a lot of companies, a lot of VCs, a lot of entrepreneurs who are building cool stuff every single day. And so this area, they don't call it Silicon Valley for no reason. This is where technology and innovation happens. Even during COVID, where a lot of remote jobs, but also in-person office jobs are going to be available here in the Bay Area. And so there's just a constant flow of new talent, new workers, new entrepreneurs, new VC funding that flows into Silicon Valley. And so if you really want to make that transition into technology and get a lot of exposure and a lot of opportunities within the tech industry, I think the Bay Area makes a whole lot of sense. The second reason for me was also I wanted to build some community and improve my networking. Not to dog on Oregon at all. I love Oregon. It's my home. My parents still live there. But in terms of the caliber of the network, it just wasn't where I wanted it to be. There's just not a lot of tech-minded focus there. Obviously Nike and Intel are two of the major employers in Oregon, and there's a lot of cool jobs there too, but it's just there's just not a whole lot outside of that. I think getting that diversity is just really important, and being down here has really exposed me to a lot of different people from all kinds of walks of life throughout the Bay Area. And so that was one of the major reasons. Diversity in the Bay, I think there are areas where it could be better. Some cities here have just a lot of Korean people, or just a lot of Indian people, or a lot of Chinese people, and it tends to attract like-minded or people who look and act and talk the same way. And that's fine, but you're not going to get the greatest diversity that way. But in other places like in San Francisco or like in San Jose, I think you'll see a little bit more diversity that way. And for me, I think, having a diverse workforce and being around a lot of different people who can give you new perspectives and new ways of thinking is always going to be a positive, not just for your professional, but also for your personal life, to be honest. Living down here for a number of years really kind of gave me exposure to a lot of different friends that I've met through my network, through like personal hobbies, or through basketball, or through playing poker. Or through even business school. I've just been able to develop a network that's very diverse and varied, and that isn't something that I think I would have gotten a lot in Oregon. Now, the third reason I decided to move out here is just the quality of life. Using Oregon as another example, Oregon tends to rain a lot, and I'm not a big fan of the rain. Some of you guys might be, but the weather here in the Bay Area is pretty awesome. I wouldn't say it's as great as San Diego or Orange County, for that matter, but it's pretty good 80% of the year. And there's also, sometimes when it gets a little bit warm, or when it rains, or, sometimes when there's wildfires and the sky's red. Obviously those things happen all across California, but, here in the Bay Area, it happens from time to time. But for the most part, the weather here is fantastic. There's also just a lot of cool stuff to do here, especially if you're into nature. If you like hiking, if you like biking, if you like doing active stuff outdoors, there's just a lot of national parks and trails. The coast is nearby. You've got obviously SF, Half Moon Bay, Santa Cruz. Within a 4-hour drive, you can get to Yosemite. You can get to Tahoe and snowboard or whatever it is. So I think the Bay Area is just a nice central location where it allows you easy access to all these other areas, especially if you're into the outdoors. And so that's just another reason why the Bay Area made a lot of sense for me. And for me, I just love to spend time outdoors, be in the sun, and be active. And so there's just a lot of great outdoor activities and things that you can do. So those are kind of the three main reasons why I decided to move down to the Bay. Now I'm starting to think, hey, you know, what are the priorities in my life and where do I want to be? And I think for me, it's being close to family. You know, the pandemic has obviously changed the way we work now. And so, you know, being able to work from anywhere is also another option that I have now. You know, dealing with some of the downsides of living in the Bay, which I'll probably cover in another video. You know, the high cost of living, you know, some areas are more desirable than others. Obviously, crime and homelessness is also another problem that you see throughout the Bay, especially in San Francisco and parts of Palo Alto and Oakland. But for the most part, it's a nice place to live, but I just don't know if this is where I want to be long term. Anyways, those are some of the reasons I wanted to share with you guys for why I decided to move down to the Bay. Let me know if you agree or disagree, or if you have other reasons why you think it's a great place to be. And hopefully this video is helpful for you guys who are also considering either relocating over here and calling the Bay Area home. Anyways, that's all I got for this video. Drop a like, leave a comment down below, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.